Hello YouTube, this is Damar1079 bringing you a video that I've been waiting to bring you for a long time. We're finally going to take a look at the Battleship Missouri. And surprisingly, there's not much to her in my book for World War II. Yes, it says right here, if you want to pause and read it, that she was there at Iwo Jima and Okinawa. Not much, I guess, but let me purchase a legendary battleship, the Ship of Victory, and let's take a look at her. Of course, as always, we're going to take a look at her AI first. Since she's the ship of the four fear, she will get that flag. And let's just take a look at this beautiful battleship. And a lot of you are probably saying, why would you spend that much steel on a battleship that you already have, having the Iowa herself? Simple enough, this is a ship of victory. She is the end of the Second World War, to where she is tastefully located in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, to where she is at technically the beginning of World War II, right in front of Missouri, right in front of Arizona, with her guns elevated to watch over her and all of her crew that are still lying below her decks. And also, like I said, a long time ago, about 3 years ago, that little gold spot, that little Easter egg, is where the Japanese surrendered on that day. I believe it was September 2nd? I just watched it, but I'm pretty sure I just screwed that up. But September 1945, they surrendered. I think it is September 2. And also, where I got the information for these videos, since my book is practically useless, since it doesn't even have her in the index to show me where ships were, I'll put the links down in the description where the videos I looked up for getting a little bit of history on her. But don't want to make this video that long. Let's see this. Secondary guns. Targeting in that. I see how it is for a little bit. But we can take a look at her stats. Let's see, is she about the same as her primary? Her armor layout. And her little bio. Right there. But let us take a look at, for some that probably don't know, since she's hull number 63, but for the people that do know, I'll just say it anyway. She is technically the last Iowa-class battleship because she was the last one in commission, put into commission. There's a lot of things going around the shipyard, which I understand, because people are trying to build aircraft carriers and cruisers and destroyers for escorts, so a lot of stuff didn't get to her like it was supposed to. So she was the last one in commission, and she only saw the last 2 years of actual active service in the Navy in World War II. Which again, her finest moment being the Japanese surrender ceremony, because at the time the president was Harry S. Truman from the state of Missouri, which that'll play a key factor in the ship's future later on in the video, and also his daughter christened this ship. Because there was a lot of other allied ships there. There was Iowa herself. No, not Iowa. New Jersey, her sister ship, was there as well. Actually, let's see how many. me how good this ship is. And also, this is my 190th ship in this game. Jeez, 10 more and I break 200. I can't believe that. Know down in the comments below how many ships you have in this game. I'd like to know. And like I said in the little update video, let's try and get this video even somewhat close to the insane amount of views that I got for her Easter egg video, which I will put that up at the top right corner. It will pop up sometime during this video. If not, when I said it, sometime. Just keep an eye out for it. And I guess since really I will say a little bit more about her history in a bit, I'll just talk about her post-service. Which not only is she, again, sorry if I sound like a broken record, the Ship of Victory, but she's also a big movie star. And what I mean by that is she played in the movie Battleship. Some people hate it, some people love it. For me, I love it just because I get to see her doing what she's supposed to do, being a fighting ship, and I love it for that. And yes, I've seen other little movies with battleships, a sci-fi movie, I think I don't remember what that movie is. It's a sci-fi movie. I know I've seen it before on YouTube, which actually, now that I think of it, it's kind of like an asylum film where it's kind of the same premise where aliens come to attack this shit, I think it's Iowa herself that is just going out of service. They're just taking her to her final spot to be decommissioned and everything, and then lo and behold, aliens attack. So then she has to fight off with the remaining ammunition that they have, that a person saved, actual live ammunition from these ship's 16-inch guns, which that's not allowed at all. Which in the real world they would have taken those live shells off. But of course, the ship wins, takes some minor damage. They send the aliens packing, and they're like, "Ooh, if they ever return, don't worry, we're getting new 16-inch shells in manufacturing." But then kind of the same premise for the movie Battleship. Aliens come to Hawaii after the signal that they shot up into outer space contacts them and everything. There's the entire Pacific Fleet with the joint exercises of the Japanese Self-Defense Force fleet is there, and 3 ships get stuck in the little force field, I guess you could say. 1 Japanese destroyer and 2 Americans. Pretty much short and sweet. They all get destroyed after they knock out 3 of their, I guess you could call, destroyers. And the last ship out there that's afloat that can actually stand the chance and the firepower to blow up the satellites on the mountains on Oahu is Missouri. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you say you're supposed to say it like Missouri. I say Missouri. I'm one of those people. So have your go at me in the comments below on how do you like to say it, Missouri or Missouri? And I'll even make it simpler. Missouri, if you put a 1, I'll know that. If it's a 2, Missouri. But yes. Which again, since I actually have this ship, I'm probably gonna watch that movie, or at least that scene with Missouri in it. Since technically, yes, they did use her since she was going to dry dock. Or coming back from dry dock back to her her berth. So, perfect time to film, so yes, It is her, but it isn't her. CGI her and real her, yeah. You got a little bit of bonus history about her after the fact, and then when we get in the standard battle, I will go into more of her military service and what she did after World War II and what she did as her last ever deployment. And a little bonus thing, if besides that little that golden dot, again on the ship, you will also notice there's no catapult. There's no float plane catapults, but their crane is still there. Iowa herself still has it, but Missouri does not. And there we go. First outing with Missouri. Perfect. Of course, it's AI. You rarely lose those. And for that little fleet thing that I put a while out ago, that little fleet game, she will definitely be switching out one of the Carolina class, or one of the North Dakota class. Nope, not North Dakota. It is South Dakota class battleships. I don't know why I had a brain fart there. I really don't. Actually, let's see these upgrades. Secondary. Turret traversing. Of course, hold the standard for this one. And this one. Ooh. I'll have to see on this one, but later. Let us go into standard battle. And once we see the ship body, we'll start information on her actual service history. Which actually this. Let me know in the comments below if you're like me that have waited for a long time to get this ship and now you got it and you're so excited and giddy. Let's see how many people have her. Oh, I have another fellow Missouri player. Also, how many of you are happy too that you'll have was the new update out that you can buy either Popeye the Sailor or Bluno. Let me know what that too. Which side are you on?
Battle starts.
Jean d'Arc. Thankfully, there's none on that side. Now that I think of it, well, for a time, anyways, if I wanted, if I could have at the time, I could have had 3 of the 4 Iowa class. And I just need to add Wisconsin now, which that would be cool as all can be. You could have all 4 Iowa class battleships, since they do. It seems like, well, for the ones that have 2 at least, anyways, that you can complete the actual line of ships of that lineage, since you can get both New York class battleships, you can get both Tennessee class battleships, both Nagato class battleships, even a lot of them. focusing so much I almost forgot to tell the history. A little bit more history. Her history after World War II. Like I said earlier, the president at the time was Harry S. Truman, since the previous one had sadly passed away after 3 terms. I'm having a brain fart for remembering him, so if you can tell me... not Rosa. It'll come to me at the very end, watch. Yeah. Harry S. Truman, since, like I said previously, he was from the state of Missouri. After World War II, most of all the American battleships were sent to be in the reserve fleet. But not Missouri, since, again, the president was from that state, and his daughter christened it. He's pretty much, as I hear it, made a declaration: as long as he is the president and the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, this battleship will not be put into reserves, it will not be decommissioned, nothing. So when a war a couple years later, which my grandfather on my mom's side actually participated in the Navy as well, so he probably saw this ship in North Korea, to where, since they say the geography of Korea how it is, a lot of the stuff with is, I guess it's mountainous terrain, a lot of it had to be near the sea, and so that meant everything practically that it needed to shoot at was within the range of these 16-inch guns, which I believe they have about I think it's 24 miles that these guns can shoot at. That's its maximum amount of range. And she was actually the only active battleship at the time. Yes, they could have reactivated some of the older ones that wouldn't have been just as detrimental if they would have lost them comparative to her. And I just thought of this. Forgot something about her World War II service. She, like many ships of that era in the South Pacific, she was actually attacked by kamikazes. One actually hit her, to where if you go to her to this day, you can actually see on the hull where they hit her. There's still a little indentation they never decided to fix. And the second one was that they shot it out of the sky fast enough, it just went right behind her. But the first one, when it hit her, the pilot actually was thrown out of his plane, since some of it hit the boat, it hit the ship, and then it went into the sea, except the wing and the pilot, which then the captain said to put the Japanese pilot below, and they'll deal with it after the battle, which, in all due ceremony, they properly laid him to rest. They made a Japanese flag, since they knew it would be not even right that they would bury him with an American flag over top of him. So they made a Japanese flag, they sewed one up, and then they gave him all due ceremony, which is, I believe, the only time that any country had done that, which I think is completely sweet. But back to her modern. She stayed 3 years in the Korean War, and then she was brought back stateside, and then finally she was in the reserve fleet. But came time for Vietnam, since she already had done her duty in the Korean War, they pretty much decided to leave her sleep for a while, which that sleep took about 35 years until, I believe, he was a patriot as well, serving, and also a movie actor, Ronald Reagan, wanted to bring a 600-strong Navy to combat the Soviet Union. And not even done with her history. But yes, wanted a 600-strong Navy, so they brought back all 4 Iowa-class battleships. and pretty much she served for a long time, didn't do much. Little stuff here and there, probably gunnery practice, fleet exercises, until it was time for Operation Desert Storm, which, how I saw from the one guy's video, which like I said, I'll put a description down below, that he said after she was over there patrolling, no war was going on, then they decided to put her in the Pacific for some training and everything, and then they decided, let's start a war in the Middle East. So then the Americans automatically brought her back in, and after, I think they said 40 years, she actually had a target worthy of her 16-inch guns. Which then they also upgraded her a little bit with some, like, Gatling guns and everything else, so they could shoot at fast little patrol boats, and they, as the one guy put it, they thought it was just a little unfair to shoot it with a 16-inch shell, which that would have made sure you definitely got it if you hit it. But, of course, she got to destroy the Iraqi bunker, and then that was pretty much the last time that the guns were ever fired in anger in history. Since her and Wisconsin are there, pretty much a bonus little thing. They actually have drone footage, since that was also what they did too. They could did a little revolutionary thing, launching drones off of the battleships to hit the target a lot better. Where they saw, I think it was the Iraqis that saw the drone, immediately came out waving the white flag because they knew what was coming next, the barrage of 16-inch shell fire. The only time anyone has ever surrendered to a battleship. But that's pretty much it after that. It pretty much then came down to, it was time for her to be put into mothball in the reserve, then the mothball fleet, and then they were going to strike her from the Naval Register, so they decided to turn her into a museum. A lot of people fought to get the Ship of Victory, but then they decided Hawaii would have been the perfect place, since that is where, you scroll over to her, Arizona here lies, pretty much the symbolic start of the war, to where now they put Missouri to watch her and watch all the crew members still there. And that's pretty much it. She still sits there to this day until pretty much when she had to go into dry dock, to where, like I said, they had her as a big action movie star. And that's pretty much it all for Missouri, so let me know in the comments below. How did you like the video? Do you think I got everything? Do you think I missed some things? Let me know. And also that if you're Missouri or Missouri, like I said, Missouri is number 1 if you want to correct. Missouri is number 2 if you put that down in the comments. And also let me know, have you gone to Missouri? Have you actually seen the actual battleship in all her glory? Let me know. And if you're not, are you planning a trip to go and see her? I really want to go see her. But it's a little bit expensive for me to get up on a plane and go to her right now. But maybe one day. But now I'm rambling, so I wish to, let's see first. Did good, made a profit either way on her. But pretty much, that's going to be it all for that. So I want to thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe and hit that bell to notify you anytime that I post a video or go live. And please leave your comments down below, like I said, for all the little things I asked you. And also, if we can, let us try and get this video as close to the first one I did all those many years ago. Pretty much, at this rate, it's just as long as she spent in Korea. Let's see if we can catch up to her in no time flat. Let's see if we can. I believe in all of you. Again, I hope you'll have a great rest of your day, and I shall catch y'all in the next one. See ya.